a quick look at the anatomy of a Corny Keg. It's a stainless steel tube with a hole in the top. This lid sits underneath that rim. Now look at this, doing this one-handed isn't going to work, is it? Believe me. Sits underneath that rim, you push this down and it seals it. Easy. Right. And then there are two threaded entrances. And they're helpfully marked in and out. In is where your gas goes in. Your gas sits at the top and pushes the beer down. The beer then comes up through a dip tube and then out at the top. So let's have a look, move that out of the way, at some of the bits. Now, very, very simple to remember is all things to do with gas have got a notch in, and things to do with the beer coming out haven't. So this is your in, and what happens is you've got a little tiny little tube to push the gas in. These have got little cams on so that they will only go in the one way. Right. So that is your gas in. This is your dip tube, which, trying this one-handed is an half going to be fun, isn't it? But I've done it. I don't believe that. And again, it's got a cam, so won't go in, will go in. And the bottom's bent, so it goes right down into the, well, if that was up the other way, it'd be apex, wouldn't it? So whatever in the sump. Now these are the interesting bits. We've got two kegs here, so it's going to get a little bit confusing. If I move out of the way the bits we don't need and just leave the bits we do need. Now, each side has an almost identical structure. Ew, don't hide under there. They have the screw-on cap, and this is what your ball lock connects to. If you have a look inside the ball lock, these have just come out of being washed. By the way, it's not a good idea to Google cleaning your ball lock. Just a little heads up. This sits on top of that. Ooh. And inside there is a spring and, go away, the little cap. And the ball lock, the centre of the ball lock, that pin there in the middle of the screen pushes down, get out, right, pushes down the centre of that, and the spring acts as the counter pressure. Right, so let's try and do this all one-handed. I'll make a right fuck up of this, I can tell. Right, so that sits inside there. Like that. Whoa, that's good, isn't it? And then, please excuse my scummy fingers, I've been welding and sanding and just about everything else today. Now's my little escape into a little brewery. Now, that then, remember, no notch. So that's for your beer out. We know that is out because helpfully Kegland have put a little thing on there saying beer out. So that then goes onto there. and is screwed into place and tightened with a 17mm spanner. Similarly, so he's still awake, this notch for gas, so that goes in there. Now remember, this is just putting it all together. These have all been cleaned but not sanitized. Now remember, we've got that little tube in here with the cams in place so that it doesn't spinny roundy. We've put the spring and the little stopper in, and then that goes onto there. I'm going to try and be brave. I'm going to try and put this in one-handed, look. Hey! And push that down, holds it in place. Okay, so check that it's seated properly. Now when putting this in, with beer in, these would be tightened. Remember, 17mm spanner. I'd attach the gas to here and I'd put about 30 psi of gas in there. What that does, apart from starting to force carb the beer, it also ensures that this is seated gas tight. That's a pressure relief valve. If the pressure gets too high, or when you're going to open it at the end, you open that to release any residual CO2 in there. And if you did over pressurize it, that would blow, that would let it out. So that's the basic anatomy of a Corny keg. They're ever so simple, straightforward, easy to use, easy to maintain, easy to clean. That down there, that's my shadow. Hello. You can tell I'm a pro, can't you? Now these will last forever. The background to these is that originally they was used by companies like Coca-Cola and Pepsi, and you'd put a syrup in there, and then you put water, and then you'd carb it up. Boom. They don't use them anymore. A lot of the second-hand Corny kegs, Cornelius kegs on the market are from the soft drinks industry. These are brand new. They come from Kegland. Oh. Oh. There you go. Kegland. Available in the UK from BrewKegTap.co.uk. I'll put a link underneath. That's Corny kegs, and I highly recommend them. I'll do another video on the basics of their use, but essentially you push gas in one side, that pushes the beer down and up and out from the other side, and it is a nice, easy to use, convenient way of managing your very, very special beers. That's it. If you like this rubbish, please consider subscribing to this little channel to see me make a complete cock up of other videos too. Right, that's it. Thank you.